When a man spotted a bear trapped beneath a frozen lake, he didn't hesitate, plunging into the icy water to drag the animal to safety. It was a desperate, selfless act of bravery against impossible odds. But just as he thought the danger had passed, the forest delivered a chilling surprise he never saw coming. The wind that night was brutal, sharp, merciless, and slicing through Joseph's coat like it wasn't even there. He adjusted his gloves, muttering curses under his breath as his boots crunched over the surface of the frozen lake. Snow had consumed everything around him, reducing the world to a ghostly silence, broken only by his own breathing and the distant groan of shifting ice beneath his feet. Then he saw it. A massive, dark shape thrashed wildly at the edge of a jagged hole in the ice. His breath caught. A bear, a full-grown bear, struggling to keep itself above water. Its paws clawed desperately at the rim, but the weight of its soaked fur dragged it down. It let out a sound, not quite a roar, but a low guttural plea. Joseph could have walked away. Should have. This was nature's fight, not his. But he couldn't move. There was something in the bear's eyes, something wild but not hostile, something close to fear. It locked onto him, and Joseph felt something shift deep in his chest. "Shit," he muttered, pulling the rope from his pack. His hands trembled, whether from cold or the sheer madness of what he was about to attempt. He didn't know. He crept forward, each step a gamble as the ice creaked warnings beneath his feet. He tossed the rope. It missed. The bear thrashed again, but the rope slipped past its outstretched claws. Joseph swore under his breath and dropped to his knees, spreading his weight, inching closer to the edge. His fingers burned as he gripped the rope tighter, breath fogging in front of his face. One more throw. This time, it wrapped around the bear's foreleg. "Hold on, big guy," he whispered, planting his boots and pulling with everything he had. It was like dragging a soaked SUV. His muscles screamed. His breath came in ragged bursts. The ice around the bear cracked wider, threatening to swallow them both. Then suddenly, the bear kicked, finding some primal will to survive. Inch by agonizing inch, it heaved itself forward. Joseph matched its momentum, hauling with everything he had until the beast finally collapsed onto the ice beside him. Soaked, silent, shivering, Joseph stumbled back, heart pounding. The bear lifted its head slowly, locking eyes with him again. He didn't move. Neither did the bear. And then the ice beneath Joseph cracked. The sound echoed like a gunshot. He flinched, backing away from the widening hole. One misstep, and he'd be the one drowning. But the bear stood, dripping, massive, and took a step forward. Joseph's instincts screamed at him to run, but his legs wouldn't move. The bear swayed. Its knees buckled, and with a heavy crash, it collapsed again, breath ragged and shallow. Hypothermia. Joseph recognized it instantly. The freezing water had sapped its strength. If he left it here, it wouldn't last another hour. He looked toward the tree line, where his small cabin barely stood out against the snow. Dragging the bear there, insane. But turning his back, worse. "Goddamn it," he muttered, uncoiling his rope once more. He looped it around the bear's leg, gritting his teeth against the cold. One step at a time, inch by grueling inch, Joseph pulled the animal toward safety. His muscles burned. His legs screamed. Still, he didn't stop. By the time he reached the cabin, every part of his body felt like fire and ice. He shoved open the door with his shoulder, stumbling inside. The air wasn't warm, barely better than the storm outside, but it was shelter. He collapsed next to the bear, now barely breathing. He started a fire with trembling hands. The warmth crept into the room slowly, chasing away the cold. Joseph turned back to the bear. Its fur was soaked, its body shivering violently. "You better not wake up and maul me for this," he muttered, draping his own coat over the creature. Exhaustion pulled at him. He sat against the wall, watching the bear breathe. Eventually, his eyes drifted close. just for a moment. When he opened them again, the fire was low, and the bear was watching him. It didn't growl, didn't move, just stared. Joseph's heart thudded in his chest. He didn't dare move either. The moment passed, heavy and unspoken. Maybe it was madness, maybe mutual survival, but neither of them ran. The next morning, something felt wrong. The fire was low. The cabin is still. Joseph stepped outside, rubbing his stiff arms, and that's when he saw them. Tracks. Not just the bear's. Human. He followed the trail, unease tightening in his gut. It wasn't long before he saw them. 3 dark figures moving through the trees. Poachers. Armed. They weren't just out wandering. They were hunting. And Joseph knew damn well who their target was. His breath caught. He stepped back, but the crunch of snow gave him away. One of them looked up. "Hey!" The man shouted, raising his rifle. Joseph bolted. A shot cracked through the trees. Snow exploded near his feet. He dove behind a log, heart hammering. The poachers were coming. Another shot. Closer. Then, everything changed. A deep, earth-shaking snarl ripped through the air. The bear. It came like a storm, barreling through the snow, massive and furious. It slammed into one of the poachers, knocking him flat. The others raised their rifles, too slow. The bear roared again, primal and deafening. Joseph scrambled for cover. Blood sprayed across the snow. He couldn't tell who it belonged to. Then one poacher charged, aiming at the bear's head. Joseph didn't think. He tackled him. They rolled, fists flying, and a shot went wild into the sky. When Joseph looked up, the other poachers had fled. The bear stood over the downed one, blood dripping from its muzzle. Then, shockingly, it stepped between Joseph and the man on the ground. Protective. Joseph stared. The bear was guarding him. The poacher fled into the trees. Joseph collapsed to his knees, breath ragged. The bear approached slowly, then nudged him gently. Almost grateful. They fled together toward the frozen river. Behind them, the poachers regrouped. Shots rang out. Ice cracked. The bear roared and charged, sending one attacker sprawling. Another lunged. Joseph tackled him again, but the ice beneath them split wide. Joseph plunged into the freezing dark. The last thing he saw was the bear sinking beside him, eyes locked onto his. When Joseph came to, he was lying on his back, snow caked into his skin. Every muscle screamed. The river behind him was cracked and broken. The bear is gone. So were the poachers. No blood, no prints, nothing. Had the bear saved him? He didn't know. Only one set of tracks led away, his own. Joseph turned toward the trees, ready to leave it all behind. But then he heard it. A low breath, heavy, watching. He didn't run. He smiled and walked away, leaving the mystery. For now. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you like this story. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.